Right now, the trading card market is in a very interesting place. Prices are consolidating, volatility is high, and most people are making one of two mistakes. They're either panic selling or buying all the wrong sets. But not us. The key to making profit in the TCG world is not buying what's hot today. It's buying what's going to be explosive in the upcoming years. Today, I'm going to take you shopping with me, and I'm going to be revealing the specific sealed products and chase cards that I'm going to be looking at that I'm going to be targeting to buy in the upcoming month. Now, I believe these are good buys for the current prices they're at, and if we can get it for lower, that's even better. I believe what I'm bringing to you will give us the best chances at the highest returns. So stick around, and I'll be showing you exactly what I'm buying and my strategy for each one. So before we start, I wanted to thank you for taking your time to watch this, and if you enjoy the video, please give it a like so that it pushes it to other people that are just like you. Now let's get down to business. So the first thing I'm actually going to be bringing up is the Shrouded Fable Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. This is going for $134.80 shipped to you on TCG Player right now. The market price is $149. It's having a really huge decline right now, and people are kind of panic selling it. I think this is the time to pick this up. Now, if you saw my other market video, I have some Pokemon Center ETBs that are now worth $300 each. So the fact that this is like $130, I mean, you're looking at close to a 200% increase in the next couple of years. So I think this is a wonderful grab. I can't believe that it was $90 just in August. So I'm very sad that I was doing other things and not actually part of the hobby at that time. But this is definitely something that you should keep on your radar. If you can get it for lower than this price, I think this is a great pickup. Pokemon Center exclusives are one of the better things to get in general. Next is the Paradox Rift Build and Battle Stadium. Now, this is going for $75 right here on market. The market price is actually $70, so you might be able to pick it up for a little bit lower if you just do a little bit of shopping around. Now, the only reason I bring this up is MSRP for this is $59.99, so it's $60 before shipping. After shipping, you're looking at about $65, so it's $10 more than MSRP, and my Build and Battle Stadium for Fusion Strike is worth like $280 right now, or $260, so this is as close to MSRP as it should be, considering this is aftermarket, and I think it's definitely something that people should be looking at. It's definitely on my radar, and if I get enough extra cash, I'm going to be grabbing one, maybe two of these. It just depends on how much extra work I can get done at my job to try and get myself a little bit of extra money. Next is Prismatic Evolutions booster bundles, which I know, it's Prismatic Evolutions, it's Traumatic Evolutions, but the only reason I bring this up is 151 is the set everyone knows and recognizes immediately upon seeing it. It is the most sought after set in recent times, and I think the second most sought after set is Prismatic Evolutions. It's another specialty set. Everyone is super hype over it. Everyone loves it. Everyone loves the evolutions. There's a different evolution for each person's archetype. I think it's a wonderful set in general, but it's just absolutely a travesty to try and get anything nice out of it. But these are going down in price. They used to be $100 each. Right now, the 151 booster bundles are $100 each. So since you can get this for, $50 each right now, I think that this is definitely something you should be looking into, because we're not talking about flipping it in like a couple of weeks. We're talking about holding on to it for the next 3 or 4 years when they stop printing this, and this is worth $200, $300. So if you spent $250, got 5 of these and just let it sit around, I mean, you're possibly looking at about $1,500 worth of sealed product in the future. I think that's a great buy. And as it currently stands, they're still printing it at high capacity, so it's going to be closer to this price or even lower in the coming future. Next is also Surging Sparks booster bundles. Now, I think this is just a good buy if you want to just rip them in general, but the fact that you can get 6 packs of Surging Sparks for $43 shipped to you, and it's been around this price for quite a while now. I mean, you see it $42, $47, $38, $44, so it's been in like this tightening wedge formation on the graph here, and I think it's a wonderful price for 6 packs. I mean, if you just want to rip them, I really want the Latias SIR from this set, but also if you just hold on to it, $43. I think this set came out in November of last year, so it's already been in production for a year. They only print sets for about 3 years, so if you hold on to it for about another 3 years, I mean, you're looking at definitely more than $43 that you paid for it. So I'm definitely going to be trying to pick up some right now because it's at the price point that I think is worth it to actually spend on, and it's a really nice set. Pikachu's the mascot. Latias is very well loved and received. I think this is a really nice set to possibly pick up some and add to your sealed collection. Next is actually going to be the Masks of Ogerpon Premium Collection. Now, I am super against premium collection boxes in general, but I think there is some caveats like the 151 UPC, the Charizard UPC, the Evolutions Super Premium Collection, and I think there's a Mega Charizard UPC coming out. Those are all specific instances where it's themed around a very popular Pokemon. I don't necessarily think Ogerpons are a very popular Pokemon. I think they're super cool and they're awesome in the VGC, and there's some niche stuff in the TCG competitive scene with Teal Mask Ogerpon. But the reason I even bring this up is it's got 5 packs of Twilight Masquerade and 5 packs of Temporal Forces. Now that is part of Scarlet and Violet 1 through 6. Those have already been out for a year and a half, a little bit over that. So you've only got about another year and a half before those packs just go out of print. So getting this for $70, first off, it's $70 and you get 10 booster packs. If you want to just rip that, I think that's a total justifiable thing. But you get 10 packs for $70, and those are probably going to go out of print in about a year and a half, closer to 2 years. So I can definitely see this being worth a lot more, considering that it's 10 packs in total, and they will be out of print in the not too distant future. So if I give myself a little bit of extra money and have the budget for it, I'm probably going to be picking up a couple of these, but I think it's one of the more niche options, considering it is a premium collection box centered around a Pokemon that's not notoriously desired. The next thing that I'm actually trying to add to my collection is the Twilight Masquerade Booster Bundle. Now this is Scarlet and Violet 6. This has been out for about a year and 6 months, so in about another year and 6 months, this is going to be going out of print. The whole reason I bring this up is the current market value for this is $47.95. Right now, the lowest listing is $52, so you just kind of have to keep your eye out. You could probably go to your local card shop and negotiate in cash to possibly get a better price, closer to $40. Because if you look at the most recent sold, you see a bunch of 49s, 48s, 46. You see a 44 right here. You see a 45 right here. You see a 45 right here. This was actually 2 45s, and this is 43.74 for 2. This is all within the past 10 days or so. So definitely the price of it is closer to about $48, but I think you could haggle and negotiate and get it down to 42, maybe even 40, or get some, EXs and stuff that are really good competitively and give them over to them. Some of the EXs that are actually really good competitively right now are Gardevoir EX, also Ogerpon, Teal Mask, I believe also, Gold Dango, Pheasantipity EX. There's also Cerulege EX that's good competitively, and there's a couple of other cards that are like that are just worth money. Like there's a card that's a supporter card that's Arven. It's like $1 each one, and you can pull one like in every pack that you open, depending if you open those sets that have that card. So that's definitely something that you can look through as far as bulk in your collection if you want to go ahead and trade to get some stuff like this. Always keep an eye on the competitive scene, because sometimes cards like the Pheasantipity EX, it's just a normal old EX, but it's worth like $16 right now because it's so good competitively. So definitely keep an eye out for stuff like that, because you can use that as trade-in value towards sealed purchases if you have dupes and aren't actually in the competitive scene. Now, the other thing that I'm actually going to be adding to my collection as soon as I can is the Weiss Schwarz Fear and Beyond Journey's End booster boxes. Now, these are going for about $50 on a pre-order. There's a reprint coming in December of this year, so right down here in December. So the reason I bring this up is it's going for about $123 here on TCG Player. Now, this is the first edition print. We are going to be talking about the reprint, so that means the SPs that have the signatures on them, instead of being in gold font, they're going to be in silver font, but I think it's going to be somewhere closer to about $80 per booster box, and I think getting them for $50 is very well within reason. I'm going to be getting them to rip some of them and hold on to some of them, but I'm probably going to be ripping most of them, honestly. And the other thing I'm going to be getting is the Weiss Schwarz Dondadan booster display. Now, this is going to be first edition print. These are going to have the gold SP signatures. I think these are going to be, $100, $150 boxes as Dondadan continues releasing seasons and it gets more and more people that like it. The cards inside of it look really nice. I personally really like them. So this might be one of those sets where I have to buy 2 and open 1 because they are first edition. So I would like to hold on to a couple of the sealed first edition boxes as much as possible. So these are going to be something else that I'm adding to my collection as well. And if you like this type of stuff, I highly recommend you do it as well. So next I'm going to be talking about some single cards that I want to add to my collection, and we're going to start off with a couple of Pokemon Center exclusives. So the first one is this Tornadus 210. You can currently get it for $26.11, shipped straight to you. It was almost a $50 card. You can see right here the chart, it says $46.61. The highest sold was actually $50 flat, and the lowest price sold was actually $21. So right now it's $27.23 as market, and the lowest listed is $26.11. I think this is easily a $100 promo card later down the road, and picking up several of these I think is a wonderful deal. For $26 you get a Pokemon Center stamped promo, and it is a wonderful artwork of a wonderful Pokemon. Next, we're looking at the counterpart of that, which is the Thundurus 209 Pokemon Center exclusive. You can get it for about $28-$29. The market price is $27.99. And again, it's got amazing artwork. You get that Pokemon Center stamp. It really adds a lot of value to these cards. And I think going into the future, these are the cards that are going to go like really, really high in value, mainly because the Scarlet and Violet era was the first iteration of Pokemon Center promo cards. That's when it started, was the Scarlet and Violet era. So I think these will be more sought after than other sets going into the future. Next is the Petarant 129 Pokemon Center exclusive. It is currently going for about $27 as well. It was $36 about 2 months ago, and this one is not necessarily the most famous or liked Pokemon, but I think because it is a Pokemon Center promo, as the years go on, I think there's no denying that this will go up in value. Typically, cards that have stamps go up in value, and this one has a specific stamp you can only get from one location in the entire world. So I think that just gives it a monetary value and safety going into the next coming years. So Petarant, even though it's not a super well-liked Pokemon or not really a talked about Pokemon, I think getting a Pokemon Center promo for $27 is very much a good deal in terms of what it is. Next is the Teal Mask Ogerpon Pokemon Center exclusive. This is actually a little bit pricier. I just really like the artwork, and I think it will do well going into the future. Now, I had the opportunity to get these at like $17 whenever I first thought about picking these up. Now it went from $16 all the way up to $43, and it looks like it's going back down. So right now the market price is $38.16. You can currently get one for $37.81, shipped straight to you. I think if the price goes down even more, closer to that $30 range, even if it touches like $25, I would grab a ton of these. This artwork is really, really good. It's better than any Teal Mask Ogerpon artwork that we have currently, and I think this card will perform really, really well going into the future. Next is the Charizard EX promo card for the Paldean Fates tins. This one is currently like $17. Let's see. Yeah, currently this is $17 in near mint, and the lowest listing is $17.70, shipped straight to you. I think this is a really good card because, I mean, it's a Charizard. It's got a bunch of shiny artwork and terastallized. I think it's Terra Dark in this photo. I think this is a great card in general. This is a very competitive card as far as like the TCG competition. This Burning Darkness and Infernal Rain ability combo really well in the TCG currently. I think it's like ranked 5 as far as competitive decks. But this is a really good card going into the future, specifically because it's a Charizard, it's a shiny Charizard, and the artwork is really, really good. So right now this promo is $17. I can easily see this being about an $80 to $100 promo the farther that the TCG goes into the years. Next is the Fluttermane promo card from the ETB. It is a really, really nice artwork. It looks really good. You can get these for $2.27 right now, and I mean, you could get essentially 50 of these for like $100, dude. And let's say it goes to $10, so it's $7 times 50. That's now $350 as far as increase. The same thing happened with the Snorlax promos from 151. People were getting them for 50 cents. Now that's a $14 card. So that's a 24x on your money, which is really, really good. So I think this is one of those moves where, since the card is really, really cheap right now, picking up as much of them as you possibly can only benefit you. Even if the card goes to just $5, you've now doubled your money X amount of times. If you wanted to get 100 of these, it'd be $235. And all of a sudden, if it goes to $10, it is now $1,000 worth of cards, and you only spent $230. So I think this is one of them. I'm going to be adding as much of them as I possibly can. 3 here, 5 here, 10 here, as much as I can while it's at the price that I want it to be. The next is actually the Iron Thorns promo. This one is the same situation. It's $2 market price, $1.95 to be exact, and the lowest listed is $1.79 with shipping. So I think this is just another one of those where it literally could increase just $1, and I'd be happy because I only put down $2 to make that dollar. So I think this is awesome. I would get as many of these as you possibly can. I'm going to be doing that. I'm trying to add things like this to my collection so that they just allow me to have more things to bank on versus just sealed product. The next one is the non-stamped Thunderous promo card. These are going for $1.40. So if we're dealing with situations where the Pokemon Center stamp promo is too much, people are going to flock towards the unstamped promos of those versions of cards. That's what I'm trying to target when it comes to these. This is $1.39 per card. Again, if it goes to $5, that's $3 at minimum per card. So if I had 100 of them, I made $300 on $130. So it's kind of crazy to think about it in that regard. So this is another one super slept on. I'm going to be getting as many of these as possible because the card art looks great. People are going to flock towards them when they can't afford the Pokemon Center ones. This is one of those cards to look out for. Same thing can be said for the counterpart to this card. It is the Tornadus 210 Scarlet Violet promo without the stamp. This is $1.22 at market value. The lowest listing is $1.25. So it's another one of those cards. If you just had a bunch of them, dude, I mean, you're talking, this is the card to get. At one point, this was a $6 card. It is now 1/4 that price. So even if it went back to $6, which this looks like clear manipulation, even if it went back to $6, you would 4x your money just right then and there. So I think that is, really promising for the future. Another one is the Teal Mask Ogerpon. Again, without that Pokemon Center stamp, it is $1.27 on the lowest listed and is $1.13 at market value. And it seems to be having a little bit of a correction, so you might even be able to get this for sub $1, which would be so awesome. So this is another one of those where quantity of them will make the biggest impact, and as long as you put them in top loaders and keep them in near mint, you will never have to really worry about them, and you just put them inside of a top loader box and let them do their thing. Next is the King Gambit promo, the 130, and this one is again $3 for market, but the lowest listed is $1. That doesn't make sense. Is it? Yeah, no, that's in English. So the lowest listed is $1 in English, and it's $2 below market. So again, this is another one of those cards that if you give it enough time, this will be a very expensive card. It is currently coming off of a high of $7.35, and right now it is at $3.02 on the graph, but the lowest listed is $1. There's people who are just trying to offload their collections. Next is going to be Enzorua from Journey Together. This is a really good promo. I actually just picked up one of these like the other week. I have one of them right here, and I'm going to be trying to get as many of them as possible because the card art is sick and it is super affordable given how good the card art is. Zorua evolves into Zoroark, which has been a fan favorite for quite a while, I think since release. It's one of my favorite Pokemon from the Black and White era. There's a couple other ones that I also like as well, but Zorua, Zoroark, that line is amazing. Everybody loves the whole dark aesthetic dog. That's why Umbreon is so well liked across the whole community. Everybody likes this dark aesthetic, and then we all love dogs. It just all works out all together. But I think this is another one that's really good. I think this is a $40 to $50 promo card very soon. I think 2 years, this is a $50 promo card, and if you spend $5 on it, each one, you're getting like a 10x on each one. I mean, that's really awesome. So that's going to be all the things that I'm trying to collect whenever I'm going out and about. I have a card show in about 10 days and TCG Player at the very end of this month on the weekend of the 28th to the 1st. They're going to be running a Cyber Weekend promo where every single purchase that you make on TCG Player, you'll get 10% back in store credit to use on a future purchase. If you also sign up for TCG Player Pro, you get another 3% on top of that. So I think if I'm going to make any big purchases, I'm just going to get that subscription for the month and then actually wait for that weekend. So if I decide to get, these thunderous promos here for $1 each and I want to get 50 or 60 of them, I would get it during that weekend, get 10% value back, and possibly turn around and immediately use that money again to get more if I happen to have a little bit of extra change. So this is definitely something that you guys should start using towards your strategy, considering we are in one of the more interesting times of the year when it comes to the Pokemon TCG market, where we're getting a lot of really cheap stuff. We're getting offers everywhere. I think this is a great time to make some big moves and plays for your collection. So definitely, if you want to make some good purchases that are a little bit larger, you can wait till the last weekend of November on TCG Player. You'll get at least 10% back in store credit that you can use for future purchases. Say a set comes out that you want. Say you don't want to pay $60 for a booster bundle and you had spent $200 on the weekend that I am talking about. You would now have $20 as store credit, and you could use that towards that $60 purchase. And so you're actually only paying $40. So I think this is something that we should all definitely utilize as we get the opportunity to at the end of this month. I'm going to be going to a card show as well, and I'm going to be seeing what I can kind of haggle for there. And hopefully at the end of this month, I'll show you guys what I added to my collection and all of the stuff that I missed out on. But I wanted to give you all the stuff that I'm looking at so that if you guys get the opportunity, you should definitely try and grab some, because I know I can't grab all of this on my own. Well, all right, guys, that's everything I'm looking to add to my collection for the month of November, and I'll definitely reach back out to you guys at the very end of the month and let you know what I was able to grab. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next time.